Very good evening, and thank you for joining us today for this webinar where we'll dive into the dynamic world of data careers. Whether you're a computer science major or an aspiring statistician or simply someone who is curious about the data landscape, you are in the right place today. On behalf of TCS iON, this is Mudita Bansal welcoming you for this interesting Jobinar, which has been actually very much in demand. We've been getting so many questions around this topic in multiple sessions that we have done so far, in every Jobinar that we do. And at this point, in fact, I should also mention that most of you know that we have been doing TCS iON Jobinars every second and fourth Thursday of the month, 5 to 6 p.m. And we try to include all of you in the invites when we send for these sessions. So please make sure next time that you see an invite for a TCS iON Jobinar, webinar, or a masterclass, you do register and attend it. So we all know that it's a data-driven age that we are living in, right? And that is why a clear understanding of the distinctions between the data roles is very crucial. The companies are also harnessing data like never before, and they are creating a demand for skilled professionals who can interpret, who can manage, who can extract insights from the vast amounts of information, right? So we are trying that by the end of this session, you have a clear understanding of the roles of data engineers, data analysts, and data scientists, and how they contribute to an organization, in fact, an industry, how they contribute to an industry on the whole. So we are very excited to welcome our special guest also for today, that is Ayan Debnath. He is a fellow TCSer. He is an AI engineer himself, has been working day in and day out on data for the past 4 years in TCS iON. So we thought who better than him to talk about what a young aspiring student should expect when he or she is trying to choose the right role for himself or trying to upskill himself for that role. Yeah, so that was the reason that we brought Ayan today to the session. So without any further hanky-panky, let's dive into the world of data and discover the pivotal roles that are shaping the industry today. A very warm welcome to you, Ayan. I will give a small brief about Ayan further, although I've covered some part of it. So he is currently working in TCS iON AI ML team and has 4 years of experience in data science and machine learning. Ayan has completed his BTech in Information Technology from Institute of Engineering and Management, Kolkata. So Ayan's expertise lies in building and deploying machine learning models, as well as developing scalable solutions for a variety of data-driven applications. So I hope, Ayan, you are super excited and all set to talk to our students who have joined us today. Thank you so much for taking out time and putting a lot of effort in, bringing the clarity to the students through your, talk and I know what you're going to present today. So I know that you've taken a lot of effort to do that. And we hope that we are able to convey the right messages to the audience. Let us know a bit more about Ayan to start with. So Ayan would like to know, how did you get into TCS? And how has been your journey for the past 4 years? If you could just let us know.
Yeah, so hello everyone. Very good evening. Thanks for this opportunity, Mudita. I currently am working in AIML engineering in TCS iON. I have completed Bachelor of Technology in Information Technology stream from IEM Kolkata. Since my college days, I had interest on artificial intelligence and machine learning. I had also interest in statistics, which actually shaped my career in this direction. So I prepared a final year project during my college days on object detection and image classification using convolutional neural networks, which played a vital role to get into this job opportunity at TCS. During my last semester, I had one opportunity to perform one internship, which also played a pivotal role to get this job opportunity. I still remember I worked on emotion analysis during that internship time. So
Lovely.
after completion of BTech, I joined TCS as systems engineer.
Okay. So you have done your internship in a similar topic. You have done your projects in similar topics. That probably set your baseline to get gain experience in the technology and then appear for the interviews for TCS and clear it. Can we take it that way?
Yes, yes.
Lovely, lovely, lovely. So when you joined TCS, Ayan, as an AI engineer, was that the first role offered to you, AI engineer?
Yeah, it was a AIML engineer.
AIML engineer. Okay. So what did you do when you joined? And what was your daily tasks that you were assigned in when you had joined?
Okay, I understand. There are a lot of students eagerly waiting to know what is the first task given to a student. So basically, my first job role was on the same line like AI and ML. So I was given a task to perform AI-based ID card digitization. What is ID card digitization? It is basically like PAN card or Aadhaar card, any type of soft copy of this type of ID cards needs to be digitized using OCR and object detection, latest AIML technologies. So this was the first pivotal role which was given to me. During that time, data. I collected data from different sources, from clients, or I had generated some synthetic data sets, then filtered those data, then processed those data, labeled those data, then trained a deep learning model which actually performs this entire AIML task. That was a very wonderful experience.
Amazing. So you spoke about the projects that you have done in your graduation. I think it'll be good if you can also give some tips to the students. How can they choose their projects? How can they complete their projects in engineering during their engineering curriculum?
So, firstly, students need to understand that apart from their day-to-day learning, they need to advance their learning in latest technologies like data science or data engineering or data analyst, whichever students feel that they had interest. So for data engineering, I can suggest some free tools they can use, which is being used across globe as a standard tools format. For data engineer, I can tell that there are tools like Hadoop, uh, Kafka, Spark, okay, then AWS based
Yeah.
tools, Docker, Kubernetes, these type of tools for data engineer. They can understand these tools. They can play around. These tools are free of cost also. It is not chargeable. The student, if it is not a commercial version, then it is not chargeable. They can play around with these tools. For data analysts, they can use tools like Tableau, Power BI, okay, uh,
Okay.
normal
So
Python
basically,
R.
any freeware, there are many freeware options available which they can use. They have to upskill themselves in those technologies and then use whatever resources are available online. And did you also tell something about how to choose the project? I mean, should they search for the latest innovations on internet and do something in on that line, or should they, imagine themselves what new they could do?
So for projects, they need to identify one use case first. Means what is a challenge right now. Then they need to identify that if they are interested to solve that challenge. So to solve this challenge, there can be multiple tools associated to resolve that challenge. Based on that, they need to understand on which domain this solution falls under. Like if it is a data engineering problem or a data scientist problem or somewhat else, cyber security problem, then they need to upskill themselves a little bit from different type of courses and understanding what tools are right for this type of challenges, then they can leverage those tools to bring a solution.
Great, great. Thank you so much. Ayan, another last question before we get into the real topic of the day. I think it's very important for us to understand that the non-IT students that we may have here today, is there something in the data world for them also?
Yeah, obviously.
Is it?
Means
Okay.
this data scientist, data engineering, these roles are not for only technical people, like IT based people only. Even if a person is from finance background or from business background, they can also learn about data engineering roles and data analyst roles. Not all type of data engineering or data analyst roles falls under coding or programming type of stuffs. So they can simply upbring their selves. They can learn these tools like Hadoop, Spark, then Power BI, Tableau. This type of tools they
Right,
can
right.
easily
Data
understand.
visualization tools. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yes,
Agree, agree.
yes.
Great. So I think there's a question from Gokul Hari. There was a question. Yeah. Okay. So he says, is the company recruiting data analysts as freshers as data analysts? I think your example is definitely one, Ayan. So Gokul, if you've heard the earlier part of the introduction that we were talking about, Ayan has joined as a fresher into the AI engineer role, and he's been working in the data space for the past 4 years. So yes, most definitely the companies do recruit freshers as data analysts. And with this, Ayan, let us get into the crux of the day. Why is data called the fuel of AI? Is my first question to you, Ayan.
Okay, to give a so data is the new oil. Why is it called so? So basically, raw data doesn't hold much value. Okay, raw data is like crude oil. So when you process it, when you refine it, then the actual essence comes out from it. Okay, it's like uh, what I can say. Uh, when you process it, it transforms into powerful insights that drive businesses and business decisions to fuel innovation. Just like oil powers industries, data powers smarter decisions. But who is responsible for refining and studying this data? This we would understand in this entire journey.
Thank you, Ayan. Let us also now understand how do each of these roles differ from each other. A data analyst, data engineer, and data science. Very basic difference. What is the basic difference in the three?
Yeah. So here you can see, folks, like there are three major points I have mentioned. The first one is data engineer. Who are data engineers? If we make an analogy with oil mining, then data engineers are like oil drillers or pipeline builders. What they do? Basically, in the world of data, data engineers are like oil drillers. They find raw oil or the data from various sources like databases, APIs, logs. They store it into some storage systems and makes the pipeline to flow the data safely and efficiently. Then data analysts are like refinery workers. What they do, they take the raw oil from the data engineers, then transforms it into something useful. Like crude oil is transformed into gasolines or diesel or jet fuel. Samely, in this data world, raw data is filtered and made some useful data, information by these data analysts. And data scientists are like inventors, you can consider. who look for new ways to use this oil and improve its efficiency. Yeah.
Okay. So I'll request everyone to please be very, very attentive. A very good analogy Ayan has used to explain, how these three roles differ from each other. He's taken an example of the oil domain, and he is telling you that the data engineers are oil drillers. They collect oil from various sources. Okay, so they extract the data. Data engineers extract the data from various sources. And since we've already spoken that data is the oil of the new industry, so it's a very, very good analogy, Ayan, that you brought up. Then he's talking about the data analysts, that they are the kind of refinery workers. They process the data, they refine the data to make it useful. Okay, and converts them, probably shows them as good insights or reports. And then the data scientists, they work as inventors who want to make sense of the data and then create solutions or recommendations on top of it. So a very beautifully put analogy, Ayan. Thank you so much for that. My next question to you would be that uh, how do the daily responsibilities of a data analyst, a data engineer, and a data scientist differ in this context? When you're talking about some real world projects, if you can in fact come talk about some examples from various industries and explain to the audience how the responsibilities of these three roles differ in the actual, scenario where we are using data now.
All right. I'm giving an analogy of an example. Can anyone guess this company?
Hmm. Okay, let's give some half a minute to the audience. Let's see if they are attentive and they are. Oh, so many responses and all correct. Everyone is telling us
Yeah,
that
Tesla, everybody is telling.
the company is Tesla. Beautiful.
So let me dive into the use case. What Tesla does, Tesla is famous for their autonomous cars. Their entire autonomous car industry runs on data. Data is the fuel for here. So what data engineers do at Tesla? Basically, there are a lot of data sources at Tesla, like vehicle sensors. Then some people are interacting with their applications. Those type of user app interactions are collected. Then they had some manufacturing sensors in their manufacturing unit. Then charging stations data, sales and marketing reports, weather and traffic related data. All these type of data are collected in a data storage. That can be a cloud-based storage or their own in-house storage, which is collected from these data sources for further processing and monitoring. This entire pipeline is built by data engineers. They develop data pipelines, like how data would flow from the data source to the data storage and to the further analytics part. Okay, so here you can see lot of sources are there from where data is flown to the data storage. And what type of data? The data can be sensor data, like cameras of the cars, or like uh, it can be a sales data of the Tesla's monthly sale. Okay, this type of data are flown from through the pipeline, and actually data engineers collaborate with data analysts and data scientists to gain the insights of the data, means to extract some valuable outputs from the data. Next is what data analysts do at Tesla. So after data pipeline is created by data engineers, analysts start the role here. Like data is stored now. Now they can clean those data and build some reports, like how much sales were there in previous quarter, then how much sensor data are have worked fine, which sensors haven't worked fine. These type of reports they create with the help of tools like Power BI, Tableau, lot of visualization, and they also use some coding technologies like Python, R, and statistical models also to support their to support business decisions. And they do some performance analysis of the entire company and forecast demand, like what can be the next quarter sale prediction. This type of stuffs data analysts do. They help in decision making mostly. Then what data scientists do? We already told you that data scientists are like researchers or innovators. What they do? Basically, they create some sort of ML based or AI based models after data filtration and statistical analysis, so that a system is created which is an autonomous system, which if the data is fed to the system or the machine learning model, it can predict something, like it can predict next month's sale, or it can predict that what users are thinking about our company. Like lot of user feedbacks are collected from different Tesla users. Then they analyze sentiment of the data, emotion of the data. They understand that what are the pain points of the customers. Okay, these are the major roles where data scientists play around.
So basically, I see, Ayan, that data engineering goes all through, right? Whether it is data analyst role or data scientist role, the data engineer is always connected with, throughout the process. Is that a correct way to
Yes,
put it?
yes. Data engineers work very closely with data scientists and data analysts always, because this data pipeline is the most crucial part.
Hmm.
The raw data collection and pipelining and flowing through the pipeline is the most crucial part.
Okay, great. Thank you. Thank you for this Tesla example. Do you have any more examples, Ayan?
Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
yeah, Mudita, I'm sharing. So this everyone knows, I haven't asked, that's why. So
Hmm.
Netflix and chill, how do data plays a major role here? So have you ever thought like how Netflix always knows what you want to watch? Netflix actually observes users behaviors. Not only Netflix, it's for YouTube, it's for Spotify, all type of platforms. They use latest AI based or database technologies to understand that why what users are expecting. Like Netflix observes all of your clicks.
Hmm.
So what data engineers does here, they actually organize these all stuff of all type of datas, like whatever viewing hours are stored, these type of datas are stored in the pipeline through these data engineers. And then whenever any feedback you provide to Netflix, like any review or comment or any improvement suggestion, they collaborate those data and work closely with data analyst and data scientist to um, to extract some valuable insights.
So, Sakthi Hariharan and Priyal Kaheria are very rightly putting it as recommendation systems. They say that Netflix is using recommendations based on user interest. So what we are trying to do, or whether Ayan is trying to tell you all, is how are these recommendation systems working? So please pay attention, everyone. Please listen to him very carefully. He's already covered how data engineer is observing and collecting the information about what you have watched, for how much time you have watched, how did you like it, based on the review that you have given, what kind of stuff do you watch mostly. All of that information the data engineer has already collected as per the system, right? Ayan, you can take it forward.
Yes, absolutely, Mudita. So data engineers collect all those data for analysis. They also know some pivotal roles like data filtering or data processing. Then data analysts and data scientists actually identify that what are the viewing patterns. Like for data analyst, if I consider, they identify what are the users viewing patterns or what are the performance indicators to evaluate success of various initiatives, like any ad or any campaign. For this type of stuff, data analysts observe this type of scenarios, and data scientists makes some machine learning models to predict users behavior, like what user is liking. If a user is liking money heist, then maybe he or she would be recommended narcos. Okay, this type of recommend.
So rightly put by Ayan, students. He says that data engineers have collected the information, and analysts have been analyzing all that information. They have been making, putting that data in the right manner, into a useful manner. They are identifying the trends of from the data that the engineer has collected, and then the data scientist has created the recommendation algorithms for bringing the relevant content for that user to watch further.
So as Mudita has rightly put in, like recommendation engine is the final outcome you can consider, but behind that recommendation engine there are lot of roles of data engineer and data analyst also, to understand the data's workflow or to understand the trend of the data or to extract insights from that data. Okay, so moving to
Sure.
the next example, Mudita.
Yes, please.
So our third case study is on Uber. So have you ever thought like which driver gets allocated to you, how this algorithm works? Like why always your nearest driver is allocated to you, or maybe some other driver is allocated to you who might not be the nearest one, but whose whose house is nearest to your home location or your destination location. How this entire algorithm works. So
Okay, so we have some inputs from the audience.
yeah,
Hafsa Fatima says based on availability. Surya says there is a matching algorithm.
correct.
Uh, and Vidya says it works through Google Map technologies.
Okay. Yes, obviously there are map technologies there, but there are some sort of algorithms which actually identifies that there are a lot of factors, lot of deciding factors based on what your matching algorithm works. Like
Okay.
Uber is a company who needs to make some profit. They have to match a rider with a driver to optimize this type of profits and means increase profits and optimize their cost. So basically they have to analyze lot of factors, like if a car is coming from far away, then they have to pay more cost. You would be given a car which is near to you, but not always that algorithm works, because if your destination location doesn't suit with your driver, then they might have discarded those driver. Okay, so what is data engineer and data analyst and data scientist role here? Basically they have observed this type of scenarios for lot of years. So data engineers have already observed lot of rider and drivers behavior patterns. So everything in machine learning or everything in data driven world, you can consider everything works on pattern analysis. Okay, so how this pattern analysis works, lot of data over past years are collected by data analysts, data engineers, and those data were closely observed by data analysts and scientists to improve their algorithm, to improve their quality of and reliability of their algorithm. Then data analyst, what they does, they basically analyze those trends and patterns and makes visualizations or some sort of uh, business business visualizations like graphs or charts to understand that if there was a campaign through Uber, if that was a success or not, or maybe some business decision Uber is gonna take. Suppose they want to launch Uber service in a new city, then firstly data analysts analyze what are the customer pattern in that city, if they would be profitable or not. This type of analysis are done by data analysts, and they prepare the report that this type of which campaigns or which initiatives would make Uber profitable.
Or
And
maybe starting new routes, intercity routes or something. I think that could
yes,
also be one use case.
yes, that's what I'm telling, Modita, like including a new city or new route, would it
Huh.
be profitable or not? These type of analysis are done by data analysts to understand uh, what can be a future uh, trend. Okay, and data scientists actually make models to optimize this entire ride allocation or pricing strategies. Have you ever thought how this pricing works for Uber? If
Yeah.
it is if there is a surcharge or means if there is lot of person booking Uber rides from same location, you can see automatically surcharge gets applied, but after a while this surcharge prices gets reduced. So all these
Surcharge.
type
Yeah.
of
Or we call it
surcharge, yeah,
dynamic
extra
pricing
charge,
also, right?
dynamic pricing, exactly.
Uh-huh.
So these type of pricing or rider driver allocation, these models are like outcome of data engineer, data analyst, and data scientists roles. Like they work closely, and the final outcome is our machine learning model or maybe a recommendation engine or like that, which actually Uber application uses in the backend. Okay.
Okay.
Also, there are a lot of feedbacks or ratings which Uber collects from users, both from riders and drivers. Based on that, user can Uber can identify their technical issues or uh, their entire application based issues, all type of issues they can identify easily from those feedbacks. But those feedbacks are lot of data, you need to understand that those data need to be processed and make rational decision out of that. All three roles work together to understand what can be the pain point.
Okay. So Ayan, Anshul, Kumar, Priya, Ajay Kumar, and maybe a few others also, they are asking if AI will affect the positions in these domains, data analyst or data engineer domains. My take on this would be that these roles are there to support AI. What would you want to say about it?
Yeah, as I'm currently working in GenAI right now, so I would tell students that AI is never gonna replace human tasks. AI is for assistance only. In data engineer or data analyst roles also, I can understand that you are thinking from chat GPT and latest technology perspective, but these are for helping out the actual people who needs those information, but don't have much knowledge on data engineering maybe, or they can get help from this type of chat gpt or uh, Gemini, this type of
So then
tools.
we should put it like the roles that are probably content creation or mundane script writing or data entry kind of jobs will be could be impacted. But there we need people who are creating doing the modeling, data modeling. We need people who are creating the data engineering pipeline. All of that,
Correct.
all of those positions will keep increasing with this with the advent of AI.
Correct. AI is like some few older roles might get obsoleted due to AI, but lot of new roles also come up with the invent of this AI or automation. Job roles I'm talking about.
Sure, sure. Thank you. Very interesting. So you've done two case studies from automobile sector so far, Tesla and Uber, and one from the
Yes.
entertainment industry. What is next?
Yeah. So next is one MFCG based company, Coca-Cola.
Another
So
another favorite of all the students, I'm sure.
yes.
Yes, bring it on.
So Coca-Cola never shares their ingredients. I have heard this long back, but what is their ingredients for success? So my put on this is only data is their ingredient for success. So why I'm telling so? These data engineers, data analysts, data scientists, what they does in Coca-Cola. So data engineers are like uh, refinery worker, sorry, oil drillers. I explained earlier.
Hmm,
They collect all those sales, marketing, supply chain related data, production data. They collect, clean, and process it for analysis.
hmm,
Then they build a pipeline through which data gets collected, and they store those data in warehouses and from warehouses, suppliers, retailers, wherever they get those data. Those pipeline creation is done by data engineer. Then how data analyst works on it? Data analyst collect those data, clean it, filter it, and based on the data they use tools like Python or Power BI or Tableau to visualize the market trends or analyze what are the sales or what are the impacts of any campaign. This type of visualization based analysis are done by data analysts. Okay. They also use little bit of machine learning, little bit of statistical models to and based on their what is the outcome for means what data analysts work on, what is the final outcome. For Coca-Cola, you can consider data analysts work with data and make a rational decision to minimize wastage and overproduction, like how timely delivery can be ensured, or how transportation routes or costs of transportation can be optimized. Then comes to the data scientist part. They actually apply some advanced analytics techniques or advanced ML or statistical models to understand customers' behavior. They understand customers' feedbacks and what are the sentiment of overall market. What can be done in future by Coca-Cola which would improve customers' experience? That can be a simply a changing of tagline to the change of flavor also. Okay. So these type of market trends, latest innovations, or predicting how new products might work on a new platform or a new audience, that prediction type of stuffs are done by data scientists. Okay.
wonderful, wonderful. Lovely examples, Ayan. Do you have any more?
No, examples
Okay.
are
Okay, we're
over.
done.
Yeah.
So, at this point, I think there's quite a clarity that you have brought in about each of these roles. So, let us also clarify a bit about what is required from learning perspective to to get into each of these roles. So what are the key skills that differentiate these three from each other, and how should a person decide which career to pursue? And also, Ayan, yeah, as part of this answer, I would like you to also talk about again what is it for the non-IT people. And from non-IT, I'm not talking about those who have not done a computer science engineering or an IT course, BSc IT course. I'm talking about also those people who are probably just not interested in a lot of coding, or they have not been able to understand and gain interest in a lot of coding during their engineering course, despite being from IT or computer science. So over to you, Ayan, for this response.
Okay. So here people can see like what are the key skills and major tools
Hmm.
associated with these job roles. Like if it is a data engineer, if someone is very much interested in databases like SQL, MySQL, PostgreSQL, then ETL based tools, or cloud computing maybe, then data engineering is a very good choice for them. If it is like if someone is interested in Hadoop or Docker, Kubernetes, or cloud storages like AWS, Azure, if someone gets interest in this type of platforms or this type of tools, then data engineering is very suitable for them. Then as you asked Mudita, like IT knowledge is not always required to understand or learn these type of tools like
Okay.
cloud computing, or maybe in case of data analytics, Tableau, Power BI. If someone is interested in statistics but not interested in Python or Java programming, they can simply learn Tableau or Power BI, or there are a lot of Excel based jobs also available for data analyst. There are a lot of analysis can be done through only Excel.
Mhm.
Okay, so these two roles are majorly focused when it is a non-IT based student is asking for. But the data scientist here, some sort of programming or some sort of coding skill is required for this type of data scientist roles. But lot of people is also there who understands only statistics but do not know much of coding or much of programming. They also can work as a data scientist, no issue on that. Means programming is never a mandatory parameter to dive into these roles. Programming is for helping out only, but not a mandatory parameter for these roles.
Okay, but is it fair to say that data scientist is still an advanced level uh, role to get into when compared to data engineer and data analyst? Because I'm asking this because so many students are asking whether the freshers can get into data scientist roles quickly. How
Yeah,
easy is
so
it to get into those roles?
yes. So for data scientist, what is the pivotal role is like you need to understand statistics, you need to understand little bit of programming, like little bit of Python or little bit of R to make your statistics implemented through some programming languages. That's the basic ask of data scientist.
Okay, and I'm so glad that you've put the salary ranges also, all fresher, mid-level, senior level, for everyone to understand. So we see that there is a huge scope in all these, roles in the data domain. Thank you so much for bringing this out, Ayan. And I would like to talk to the audience for the next 2-3 minutes to let them know that TCS iON um, has been collaborating with multiple INIs. INIs, I hope you understand all the IITs and IIMs and institutes like ISI, the Indian Statistical Institute. So recently we've collaborated with the Indian Statistical Institute uh, to bring up a course on data engineering, which we are naming as Data Engineers Foundation of AI. Okay, so you should just check that out. We have a slide on that as well. I'll request Swapnil to please bring that slide up here. Let me talk about this course for just about 2 minutes. Just to let you know, this has been very meticulously designed for the students like you, with more emphasis on hands-on experience and completely practical exposure to the tools and technologies that that it encompasses. I'm sorry about the power cut here at my place. You will see me all black. But I'll still continue to talk to you all. So through this course, these students, who the learners would be, they will gain a comprehensive understanding about the essential building blocks and the principles of data engineering technologies. So we have live lectures by ISI professors as well as industry experts. We have hands-on tools available to you on the TCS iON platform if you subscribe to this course. And there is 80 hours overall of the experiential learning, hands-on experiential learning as part of this course. You get to work on industry projects and use cases. You get live interaction during the doubt clearing sessions also. And in fact, alongside, we are also giving you 3 free courses on Python programming, cloud computing, and data science. Now, please also note that we have free masterclasses coming up for all these topics and more in the next 1 month or so. Okay, so just you will get invites from us for those masterclasses. The first one is next week on 15th October itself. But please make sure that you register for those classes so that you get that first-hand experience of what the industry is talking about and what are the expectations of the industry. What is it that you should be prepared with to get into these roles? The course is starting 23rd of November. It's an online course. It will go on till May of 2025, and the last date to register is 15th of November. You can see the eligibility criteria also that is mentioned here for students, job seekers, and professionals. We would also like to emphasize on the fact that if you complete this course and fulfill certain criteria of attendance and assignment completion and give a national proficiency test, which is the assessment at the end of this course, and gain 50% in that NPT, National Proficiency Test, then we will also help you appear for 3 job interviews, okay, with corporates. Now, there are about 3,500 corporates that we already are talking to across India. And they are ready to interview you on certain roles, and that is what we will arrange for you. So if you are interested to register for this course, then please use the QR code that is shown on the screens. We will also, I think someone would also paste the link in the chat for you to refer to. Just make sure that you access this this link here. And it is a paid course, so please check out all the details on the website and then register for it. That's it from the course perspective. You can bring down the slide, Swapnil. I think, Ayan, from the questions that the audience has, there is a question from Shant Shitole. He says, if you could explain business data analytics Gen AI Copilot used in Excel. Oh, okay. I didn't understand this question. It says, Prashant, if you could just reword, and if your question is around, sharing the step-by-step process, then I think this session may not be suitable for that. Okay, there's an interesting question from Naresh Arekartika. He says that I am a civil engineer passed out in 2023. I want to learn data engineering and get a good job. I have skills like Java, SQL, Linux, HTML, JIT. What other skills do I need to learn? Is there any correct roadmap or boot camp that I can attend? I think, okay. So I just gave you the gist about the course that we are offering. Naresh, you can please refer to that, and I hope that we've already answered your query. Okay. Any other questions, audience? Any other questions? How much topic DSA? Okay, so Ritam Josh wants to know how much of data structures and algorithms is needed for the data scientist role. Ayan,
Okay, if you think about
DSA topic उसने लिखा है तो data structures and algorithms is what it is, I assume.
so if you think about basic DSA or algorithm-based algorithms, uh, those are not very much mandatory for data scientist role. You need to understand statistical knowledges uh, like regression, like classification, this type of statistical knowledges you need to have. Then you need to identify, you need to learn some type of basic ML based algorithms like classification, regression. Okay, you need to master yourself on that. Then only you move to the advanced part of statistics or advanced part of data science.
Okay, Ajay Kumar has a question how cloud computing is similar to data engineer, scientist, or analyst. I think that's already also you have covered, Ayan, but still, let's cover it again, please.
Yeah, so in data collection framework or data collection pipeline, cloud computing plays a pivotal role, like storing data, managing those data, or flowing those data to the end data analyst or data scientist for storage, analysis, and also Google or Azure has some tools integrated with cloud, which you can directly use and analyze data and gain fruitful information based out of data.
Thank you so much. I hope you got your answer on various topics like I mean whatever topics come our way. Every second and fourth Thursday we hold Jobinars. There are intermittent master classes that we keep holding. There are other webinar sessions that we keep holding. So please stay tuned to the invites that you receive, mails that you receive from TCS iON, and please keep registering for those sessions and attending those sessions. Thank you so much, everyone. Ayan, your last words.
I would like to say students to keep exploring new technologies, and whatever you are gaining interest, if you get some interest in any of the data related pipelines, you just dive into it. Then only you can understand what is the how real world data engineering or data flow works.
Thank you so much, Ayan, and thank you so much to the lovely audience.